I think it's vital that we learn to pray for our churches, for our local congregation. How do we pray for our leaders, for our pastors? I think a lot of people want to pray for their pastor. And a lot of people want to pray for their leaders. They want to pray for the specific ministries of their church. I think it's vital that we learn to pray for that on a broader level, too. Not just our congregations, not just the local church that we're a part of, but how about the other churches in the area? How about the sister churches that are down the street or across town? How about other churches in presbyteries or in synods or classes or regional denominational groupings of some sort? How about for denominations? How about for other denominations, for sister denominations, for other churches around the world? It's vital that we learn to pray for the church on these scales of breadth, not just locally, although locally is so important. Still, it's vital that we learn to pray for the church on these broader scales so that we can learn our part in this bigger church, so that we can take part in the worldwide church in a new way and in a spiritual way, not just in a way of saying, well, we're going to send money, which is, of course, helpful, or we're going to go there and do work projects, or we're going to send people for missions work, or we're even going to send missionaries and pastors and that sort of thing. All those things are incredible, very helpful, very necessary. But how does the individual member of a local church who is, maybe they're sending money or maybe they can't afford to, maybe they've been on short-term trips, but they don't feel called to missions, how are they participating in churches across the world? It's vital that we learn to pray for those churches. And their prayers are a needed and vital, valuable participation in that. So I think it's so important that we learn to pray for our churches, locally and broader than locally. But I think that so many people just don't know how to do it. They don't know what to pray, what words to use, or what concepts to pray for. They want to pray for their pastor, but they wouldn't know how to begin to pray for their pastor. They want to pray for the ministries of their church, but they don't know how to lift up those ministries. They want to pray for the community. They want to pray for other churches, other denominations. I think one of the things that has been so vital to the prayer life of our congregation is that we've committed ourselves to praying for sister churches in the area and for sister denominations and for other churches in our presbytery. We pray for these on a regular basis, and it has moved our people to see their place in a larger church. And so one of the things that I hope that For All the Saints will do is to teach the members of God's church how to pray for one another, for other churches and for themselves and for their body in that way.